Hi guys, this is Scribbly again with another product review, and today we are going to have a look at another Osprey pen that has kindly been sent to me by Abi Rao from ospreypens.com. This second Osprey pen that we're going to have a look at today comes in the same simple cardboard box than the Osprey Milano that I have already reviewed a little while ago. The Milano has been sent to me by Abi together with that pen that I'm going to have a look at here today. And that pen that we're going to have a look at today is called the Osprey Scholar. While the Osprey Milano retails for around $50 and is made from ebonite, the Osprey Scholar is made from plastic or acrylic / resin, essentially plastic, and retails for around $30. They're both conceptually similar pens, as in they are modular pens. For example, the pen is clipless, but you can screw the top off. Oops, I'm sorry. That just rolled away. But you can screw the top off here and insert a clip. Abi carries Osprey pens. They carry different types of clips that you can insert here. As said, that one is clipless. The pen is then all resin, as the Milano is all ebonite. So that means they can be both used as eyedropper pens or filled with standard international converters or cartridges. Both pens do come with a number 6 nib, so you may interchange that with a number 6 Bock nib, Jowo nib, a flex nib, TI nib, whatever may strike your fancy. So these just as a few introductory words regarding the similarities between the Milano and the Scholar that we're having a look at here. I got the Scholar here in black. It also comes in a what they call duofold orange. That is like a black and orange theme that is very reminiscent of this classic duofold orange or big red. And then it also comes in burgundy. As said, I have the black version of the pen here. It's nothing fancy, a very simple, quite long, you'll see that in a minute in the size comparison, quite long and quite slim pen that's basically just black, has a not even really a finial here, there's no Osprey branding on the pen whatsoever, slightly peaky domed end of the cap here. As said, you can screw that off and put on a clip that you can get from Osprey pens if you'd like to. Then has just a simple cap band here, and then the rest of that very slim and slender barrel that does taper a wee little bit towards the end, and then you have an end cap here that you could also screw off. Not exactly sure what that's useful for. Maybe it's good if before you eyedropper the pen you put a little bit of silicone grease here to make sure that it does really seal properly, and now ink leaks out. However, it should even be fine like that, but I'd put a little bit silicone grease on if I would eyedropper the pen. You then unscrew the cap. That's about, can't tell you exactly now because there's no clip on, but I'd say 1.5 turns. Anyway, that goes fairly fast. We then have, yeah, of course, no inner cap because one can unscrew that part. You can post the pen for sure, but you see that it will make a ridiculously long pen. Doesn't throw it off balance anyway because it's a fairly lightweight pen and a fairly lightweight cap, so no problem with that. But yeah, I mean, it is really a long pen, so there's completely no point in posting that. What I find really cool is that number 6 nib that says Osprey and F for fine. You can get that nib also in medium and broad, I believe. It's a number 6 nib, but it is not normally nibs. They are stuck into the nib housing unit or into the section quite deep, often up until here, until the nib width designation, which then does make the nib appear pretty small. But since that nib really is just stuck in onto the feet until here, the nib does look really huge. It almost looks like a number 8 nib, which of course it's not. It's a number 6 nib, but the way it's inserted into the section, it does look really huge. Let me see, I have a Pelikan M800 here, and the Pelikan M800 does not have a small nib. So you see how large that nib, however, it is also a number 6 nib, how large that nib looks in comparison because of the way how it is inserted into the section. As you see here, up until the size designation makes the nib appear smaller than it actually in reality is. That nib here looks really huge, nice design element or nice aesthetic, and I find it looks slightly vintagey with the way that feed here is formed and the way the nib is inserted here looks slightly vintagey. Really nice, very comfortable section that we have here that does taper a little bit. We have some threads on here that are not really sharp at all, but since the section is pretty large, you won't really grip onto those threads because you really have space to find your grip. And I find that mold here very comfortable to hold the pen. This is a super comfortable pen to write with. A very simple pen for around $30. You can't go wrong with that. But it's a very nice pen and a pleasant nib. Really, I have to say this is a pleasant nib. A nice pen to write with. You then unscrew the section here. Like that. And as shown before, quickly out comes a standard international converter that was not provided with the pen. That's an online Germany converter that I inserted here. Pen is filled with a lovely ink that many people don't know. Standard Graph Himmelblau or Sky Blue, a German ink manufacturer. Does very inexpensive, very nice inks, by the way. I think a bottle of ink, 30 milliliter, costs around 4 or 5 euro. Great price, nice inks, and that Himmelblau here is a lovely turquoise that I do really enjoy. Or you can of course fill with standard international cartridges or eyedropper the pen. Again, apply a little bit silicone grease here. Since it's a very long barrel, you will have a ridiculous amount of ink in that pen. Let's do a quick size comparison. I already told you this is a longer pen. Here's my standard size reference pen, the Lamy Safari, which is definitely not a short pen by any stretch of the imagination. And the Scholar, the Osprey Scholar, easily outdoes the Safari in length. Let's see how that is uncapped. Same thing, the Scholar really is a good amount longer than the Safari. I would say, of course, again, not a scientific measurement. It's fair to say that the grip section is about the girth of a Lamy Safari. About the girth of a Lamy Safari. It's not the exact same thing, but you get the idea. Writing sample on a Rhodia pad here. As said, very nice workhorse pen. Really nice writer. Nipped right up a little bit and already starts up again. That was in the course of the review. Normally I just pick up the pen and it writes. Have no issues with the drying of the pen, and the nib very pleasant to write with. Very nice fine steel nib. A slight amount of feedback, but not unpleasant at all. Just lets you know that you're writing with the pen. Wetness on the dry side, I would say, but rather medium. It's not an excessively wet pen. It's just a really nice writer. This fine nib is really a spectacular fine nib for that price point. Really wonderful pen. I do enjoy writing with that pen. And I believe if you look for a simple classic pen, a workhorse pen that you can just throw into your bag, take with you to work, to school or whatever, just uncap and start writing. Look into the Scholar. Nice pen. I hope that review was useful to you, and I'll see you at the next review. Bye bye.